And welcome back to the Battle of Marengo, turn 2. And first off, let's deal with what I did in the first turn. And that is, when explaining the rules, so simple as I said, I of course got one of them majorly wrong. And that is, this is not slope, this is rough, which costs 2 movement points. This right here is slope. And this paragraph's really got me, but so a unit which moves from a slope hex through a slope hex side into clear terrain hex must expend 1 additional movement point. So that would be, let's take this. That would be, so if it's in a slope hex and it moves into a clear terrain hex through a slope hex side, which would be right here, then it has to expend an extra movement point. This could be worded better. A unit which moves from a clear terrain hex through a slope hex side into a slope hex expends no additional movement points. And what that's saying, in its own way, is that when the counter moves into a clear hex, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. A unit which moves from a clear terrain hex through a slope hex side, and then a unit which moves from a slope hex through a slope hex side into clear containing. Okay. So when you move from a slope hex containing the terrain symbol, which the terrain symbol being this part right here, into a clear hex, you have to expend 1 additional movement point. A unit which moves from a clear terrain hex through a slope hex side into a slope hex. Okay. Woo! So what that means is that, and as it should be, if you're going up the slope, you have to spend an extra movement point. If you're moving down the slope, you don't. So this would be 2 movement, this would be 1. And moving from slope to slope, it's only the hex side that costs that extra movement point. So for moving a slope to a slope, it would just cost 1 movement point. Geez, I hope I have that right. Okay, but the main problem I had, and I don't think I really screwed anything up on the first turn. The one thing I did screw up was this array was here, and I thought it cost 2 to come off the slope hex, thinking this was a slope hex. So I thought this would have been 2, 3, 4, 5. But really, I should have been able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this cavalry should be there. I think that's really the only thing that I missed out on. But that's a small price to pay for misunderstanding the, I understood the slope rules, but I also totally mistook rough for slopes. So anyways, I will hang my head in shame as we move on to turn 2. And the French will get a reinforcement, which we'll need to look up in the book. It's going to arrive on hex 3912. 3912. That's this hex right here. So we'll just put him right there, ready to come on. And I believe reinforcements do spend a movement point. Maybe it doesn't cost. Nope. Each reinforcing unit expends 1 movement point to be placed on the entry hex. So there we go. And I don't think we have to worry about stacking restrictions when entering the map, as long as at the end of the movement phase they do no longer stack. So perfect. But first of all, we have to be the Austrians. And here we go. Okay. So we'll deal with this flank over here first. So I'm looking at this cavalry piece here. What is it? Cham. And where can he cross this stream? So we know it costs 3 movement points for a unit to go across the stream. So he can go 1, 2, 3. Those 3 hexes and cross over to here, here, or here. He can also go this way, which I don't know why he would. We're concerned about over here. So what we want to do is we want to get our zone of control for this pioneer unit. We want to get it so zone of control will stop the horse and not allow him to cross. And if I look at the zone of control here, the only exception for the zone of control extending into all 6 hexes adjacent is none bridged river hex sides. Well, this is not a river because it doesn't have that black outline. It's a stream, so I assume our zone of control will extend across. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and go there. All right, so, and let me copy that. So now our zone of control will be, nope, so wrong. Our zone of control will be in these hexes. So he could still go here and come across. And we don't like that. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the only place he can cross is over here. And our zone of control covers all this area. I like that. So that's where that cavalry is going to go. All right. Then these cavalry, we're going to try to bring them across as well. Or up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we have any more cavalry in the back? One, just a 1 strengther. So this is looking like this will be what we have to go and try to outflank the French. So now we're here. So this infantry has a defending strength of 8. If it attacks, it will only have its normal strength of 4, though. But if we go adjacent, we have to attack. So we need to get at least 8 points here. But we really only have 2 hexes to do it. However, we can do it if we use our artillery. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 1, 2, 3. 1. And we're going to move this horse out of here. Why don't we just stop him from coming across completely? We don't want to make it easy for him. So we'll just go 1, 2. We'll go there with him. The guns are going to come up. 1, 2, 3. That will let them bombard the town hex where the French infantry are. Town hex is block line of sight, but you can fire into them. You just can't fire through them. This infantry is going to move up. 1, 2, 3. That's what we need. Pieces with that type of strength. Now, I think I'll send this little 1-5 horse with this group. I don't think it's going to do much good over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. But this horse will bring over. So there's no trail here, so we're going onto the rough as 2 points. 2, 3, 4, 5. We want that next gun. Yep. 1, 2, 3. It's on the trail. What's the next most important piece to get up there? I think this 5-3. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's get these troops out of here. So these guys are going to come up. Yeah, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. It's more important to get up. Oh, I didn't even notice this. Look at these. Oh, oh. Well, I've already taken my hand off it, haven't I? Son of a. All right. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. And I don't really see much point in moving up here. No. So they're going to stay there. So I probably could have done that better. The 7-3 should be further along than it should be. Than it is. Alright, so now we are done movement. Yep. So we're going to remove markers and move to our combat phase. And we once again only have 1 combat. So altogether the artillery is bombarding and we have 3, 6, 8, 8. But because they're defending, they have a defense of 8. So that's going to be 8 to 8, which is 1 to 1 odds. So if we look at that, I believe that's the same. 1 to 3, we make them retreat, which is what we want. If we roll 4, 5, or 6, we are going to have to retreat. And yes, we can retreat. Should have checked that before I declared the attack. And we will use the cannon since we're using one. That is a 5. No luck for the Austrians, good luck for the French. So the artillery does not have to retreat because they're bombarding, so they don't have to. They can volunteer to accept that retreat, but they don't have to. So we're going to have to move these guys back here. We're going to have to move these guys back here. And geez, maybe I should retreat the artillery. That's a nice juicy target for the French. We'll move the artillery back. Oh boy, not really a successful turn for the Austrians. Alright, so we're going to remove markers. We're going to change sides to the French. And here we go. We'll start with our reinforcements. And now the French no longer have the limitations that they did last time. We can move our full movement allowance, and we can enter the Austrians' zone of control and make attacks. So first of all, this guard here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fortunately, this is not a road, so our movement cost is not half. So we know that going down the slope, it only costs 1 movement point. Coming back up it will cost us 2. So let's what are the I think we need to deal with this, don't we? We don't want to be flanked. We don't want to be flanked. I'd like to have, well, let's see what we can do here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we could go 5. Yes, let's do it. 5. So we are going to have to attack there. We will be attacking across the stream, and I believe that doubles their defense. Stream hex side, defender double when attacking exclusively through. I'd like to get this cavalry over, so we're not all attacking across the stream. Therefore, then he wouldn't be able to double his strength. But the way the Austrians have arranged their pieces, as soon as our cavalry moves forward, it's in one of their zone of controls, except for way back, well, here and here, which is no good. So right now we're at 4 to 2. That's 2 to 1 odds. I'd like to get it up to 3 to 1 odds. So we want this cavalry involved, but at the same time we don't want to be too exposed. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have 6 attacking across the stream, who will double 6 to 2. That's 3 to 1 odds. Now we do not want them to flank us if we can help it. So what can we do here? We can go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's not bad. Bring this artillery up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, of course, units that come using the trail would not have to spend the extra movement coming up the slope. So that's the only way they can come up that slope without expending the extra movement. And then we have this cavalry. There's very fast cavalry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's all the easy, well, relatively easy stuff. Now, this is starting to look bad. This is starting to look bad. I don't think we can hold on to this town anymore. I think we're going to have to let the French have it. I think we'll lose this piece if we don't get out of here. So what I'm looking at is I'm looking at bottlenecks. So I'm looking at this stream, obviously. The stream's a nice big help. But this area here is also a nice bottleneck. So I think what we'll try to do is we're going to hold like this. We're going to try to hold a line. We need these pieces up as quickly as possible. And hopefully the Austrians don't break through before they get there. So how are we going to do that until we get our reinforcements? How are we going to do that? 1, 2, 3. So they can't really get to this area next turn. So let's move. We want to make it so they can't. What can they get there? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So we'll move this cavalry here. This cavalry is going to move. They could bombard that. 1, 2. Let's stay here. And then these guys are going to move back. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're abandoning Pizza Buna. So now how are we going to do this? We're going to go 1, 2, 1. Now, unfortunately, nope. Attacking solely across the bridge will double the defense value of us. We have defender double when attacked exclusively through bridge hex sides. Defender doubled when attacked exclusively through stream hex sides. But what happens if you're attacking them through a stream and a bridge hex side? It is no longer exclusive for either. Right? Obviously, it should still be doubled. But I could see many a rules lawyer arguing that because it's not exclusive for either, this unit should not be able to double. The artillery is going to stay in town. Yeah, the artillery is going to stay in town, and these two are going to stay here. So pretty uneventful movement. We're just basically trying to form a line to stop them from getting to Marengo. Alright, so we're going to go to our combat round. New markers. Alright, so here we go. We have one combat. These two units, the infantry and the cavalry, are attacking across against those pioneers. Because we're attacking exclusively across a stream hex side, we are the Austrians get to double. So 6 to 2, 3 to 1 odds. Here we go. We'll use the muskets this time. There's the infantry. Oh yeah, 2 to 1 odds. A 1 is just a defender retreat. So the Austrian player gets to retreat that unit. Do we have to advance? No, we don't, but we have to decide immediately after. So, well, first things first here. Where are we going? We're going to go here. Now, if we're going to advance, we have to do it right now. So let's just look at that. If I move over there, I'm setting myself up to be destroyed. So we just want to keep them on the other side of that stream, don't we, as the French, for now. So we will not advance. We will not advance. Removing markers. looking at the overall situation, well, this next turn, the Austrians really got to try to break through. It's only going to get harder for them as time goes on. I noticed the French do not get any more reinforcements. And actually, the reinforcements they get are not really that great, are they? The best one is a 3-4 for attack strength. It's really what the French have is this counterattack rule that's coming up. That's what the Austrians got to watch out for. Okay, I would say that is the end of turn 2. I'll see you tomorrow for the next Battle of Ceranola, and 2 days from now we'll be back with turn 3 of SPI's The Battle of Marengo. Take care, guys, and have a great night.